What's up, everybody? So if you drive a Honda, you like doing stuff to it to try to make it fast because you get off on it. This isn't going to make your car fast or at all. It just helps with throttle response, but it's a kind of neat, dumb little old school trick. So
here's your throttle body. Yeah, see those two little bastards? Those are coolant lines that go through the throttle body. Now, if you live like where it gets cold winter, below freezing, don't do this because you're going to end up screwing your shit up, because that's really just designed so your throttle doesn't ice over. But if you live somewhere where it doesn't get below freezing, it's a neat little mod. Just do it, just for shits and grins. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. Since you like driving the piss out of your Honda, because you drive a Honda, this fucking thing gets real fucking hot. Like real fucking hot. So, we're going to use my burnt ass hand as just like a baseline to see how much this thing actually doesn't heat up after this. So, first step, let's take out the intake. Good start, real good start. And don't do it after you just shut off your car, because it's hot. All of this is hot. So, intake's off. I'm going to let it cool down because it's hot. Leave it for like another 30 minutes or so, maybe, and come back and we'll get to the rest of it. So, it's cooled down a bit, not a crazy amount, but good enough, I think, for me. So, here's the messy part. You just gotta take off this, what do you call it? Hose? That fucking thing, the hose. And then we're going to try to soak up as much as we can with a paper towel. There's not really enough room for a container of any sort. But put some cardboard down on the ground, and helps clean up the mess a bit. It's all going to come out of this from the throttle body. Okay. Not a lot should leak out, but can make a bit of a mess. Alright, next step. Get the top hose. Bit rusting. Okay. I'm not sure if it's going to leak out of there or not. Bastard. Alright. Really? As you can see, it pisses out coolant pretty well. Like a ton of fucking coolant. Jesus Christ. I got some for your ass. Got me. Alright. So there we go. So what I'm going to do real quick here is, you don't really want these ports exposed, just in case if you will use them like me. And of course I got the wrong size. Oh yeah. Anyway. You're going to need 5/16 screw protectors or screw caps, vacuum caps, whatever you want to use, and put on the end of this. So now we're going to do the main objective to this. a 5/16 hose splice, hose connector, whatever you really want to call it. Put it in one end. But if you drive a Honda, you don't know anything about putting shit in, put it in the other end. Don't forget a hose clamp, like my dumbass almost did. As I was saying, you put this end in. You're home. There we go. Put your hose clamps back on. Opt out for normal ass hose clamps or these little bastards. I actually like these ones. Or maybe it's the pliers, because they're really not that bad to stick around with. And that's really it. That's all it is. Just put on your whatever you call it. Put on your intake. There it is. Pull it back up. You're good to go. And now we're going to drive it and see how hot it really gets compared to anything like the time before.
One more quick thing. Forgot to mention I do not have the stock hoses where they're supposed to be, so they're going to the stock ones are molded, so they're a little bit harder to move around, but I've seen plenty of people do it with those as well, with the stock hoses as well, so you should be fine. So let's try to get this bitch hot now.
Here's the finished product. I mean, Not anything special. No leaks. No nothing like that is happening. So we're good on that. Now, the real moment. Is it hot? See, I was driving the piss out of it. It's warm, just being by everything else, but I can full on grab this thing, no problem. So, it works. I knew that much. Now, I said it was an old school trick for helping your throttle response. Would I honestly say that after driving it? If I really want to believe, maybe a little bit. But if you're being a pessimist about it, not really. I mean, theory behind it's good. And I feel like there is that small, minuscule interval that it is faster. But is it really worth it? Like I said, maybe if you live somewhere warm, but if you get winter months, not really. If you're having trouble finding the hose connector, dick looking thing, I found mine at Fastenal because they actually have it in stock with that 5/16. A lot of people use a 1/4 inch, but it's real loose on there, so you don't really want to lose that, or else it'll be pissing out coolant for you. Alright guys, but that's it. Neat little trick, not worth a whole lot unless you really want to do it, just to have that fraction of an edge, maybe, if you really need it. But be sure to like and subscribe. Share the video if you like it that much. I am not at fault. If you choose to do this and you fuck up, just to be clear. Until next time, I'll see you later.